everybody, welcome to R&B Reviews and welcome to the 2019 wrap-up video. I'm your host Rob, and today I am joined by several familiar guest reviewers. We have Darren.
Hello.
We have Dan.
Hey.
And right here is Justin from Dust Productions.
What's going on?
And on top of that, we're getting a phone call from Dave, who was a frequent guest co-host during the couple of years we were doing YouTube. Hey Dave, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. And how are things in good old Hawaii, Kiki?
Good.
Well, I want to thank all of you for joining me today because, as many of you may or may not know, this was the 10-year anniversary of R&B Reviews, and earlier this year we did an anniversary special where I brought in Brendan, who was my co-founder, and many of these familiar faces, and we sat down and we talked about, looking back on the channel. Well, I wanted to wrap the year up by looking back on stuff that happened with the channel and with us. So why don't we go ahead and start with the 10-year anniversary video. I was really excited to do it, and it was very nice. Many of you guys hadn't met before or seen each other in a while, and I thought it was really nice to do, to look back together and look at where the channel had come from, how YouTube changed and stuff.
Yeah. All right, and YouTube continues to change.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially January 1st. Will be
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
It was a look back at all the stuff we did. I enjoyed watching everything and remembering.
I kind of like how all of us were in one group and trying to talk, having a trivia of who had more videos and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it was just good to have everybody in one place, just talking, kind of like we are now.
And getting different perspectives on everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really like the 10-year anniversary special, and I hope people continue to check it out. Well, the first movie that I saw this year was Stan and Ollie, which is a great biopic about the classic comedy team of Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. It starred Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly. They did a really great job at recreating the characters, and I thought seeing some of these behind-the-scenes stories was fantastic. It was in limited release last December. It didn't get a wide release until January, which is when I saw it, and I reviewed it with Brendan, and we did it right after the 10-year anniversary video. So if you're a fan of classic comedy teams, I highly recommend Stan and Ollie. Now let's talk about a really big event that occurred to you and me, and that was we took a trip to Indy for a YouTube conference. Justin, what tell us about it?
That was the very first Indiana YouTubers meetup. That was definitely unique. Like, I've collabed with other YouTubers before, obviously, we've all been in videos together before on somebody's, either your channel or your channel. But, I mean, it was just interesting to meet other YouTubers of different genres, and I don't know, we were just able to step outside our comfort zone, like filming with other YouTubers. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, and I did 2 videos there. I did one with Dan. We did a video about the upcoming Marvel movies because there were like 3 that were coming out, and then we collaborated with Paul and Andre for asking them their favorite horror movie characters. What's interesting is for me and Dan's Marvel video, I actually found that on YouTube you can put a poll and viewers can click and vote, so I tried that out. Only 2 people voted which Marvel movie they were looking forward to, which was Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Spider-Man. 2 people voted for Endgame. So I've never done a poll since.
I do polls on Twitter and on Facebook because you get more of a response.
I like the trip because you get to see other people that they're not around in this area, and we get to become close friends.
Even though I think we collab, like us 3, we collab more than any other Indiana YouTubers. And most of those YouTubers are in Indianapolis. They can easily hang out every day and do videos.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying it's just I already feel lucky having other YouTubers around so that we can just do stuff like this. Let's shoot a movie review. Let's do an end of year wrap up. Let's go watch a movie and talk about it. It's easier for us to do stuff like that.
Definitely. So Dan, of the 2 YouTube videos we did in Indy, the Marvel preview and the favorite horror movie, what did you think about doing those, and do you have a favorite?
I like the horror movie the best because everybody actually wants to know which horror monster is their favorite. That was my favorite one. And then my next one was the Marvel one. We kind of have like the same point of view in the Marvel than we did with.
Or yeah, because you didn't you go with Saw?
It wasn't me. It was Andre.
Yeah, because I did a classic monster. I did Dracula, and the rest of you guys did like Michael Myers, Jason, and Jigsaw from Saw.
I did Jason.
I do like where we had our meeting because it went like the places that we shot in the building. We were allowed to shoot anywhere on a certain floor, and it gave my videos briefly a, I guess you could say, good production values.
Yeah, we had 2 floors of this huge building that we could just film on, which was cool. We had all these different office buildings and all these different like corner tables and couches, and it was like an entertainment area. So I mean, that was really cool. It took forever to drive there.
Well, I was the one driving, so what did you got to worry about?
Oh, luckily you can drive okay.
Yeah, okay, I think I can drive great, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one of the things that I decided to do this year, which is, oftentimes I see other YouTube channels do these challenges where they try to do a video every day, whether it's for Halloween or for Christmas.
It's like those people that do video game reviews.
Yeah, kind of like that,
Yeah.
Dave, yeah. And oftentimes they, they try to do a video every day. Justin, have you ever done that?
Like Vlogmas, it's they film from December 1st to December 25th. You vlog every day, and so many of them they get burned out halfway through, and not just them, but like say Logan Paul, who vlogged every day of the year. I think he vlogged every day for like 500 or 600 days.
Wow.
And dude, that's like you sort of like lose who you are. Like how can you be creative enough every single day to do something like that?
And plus, you probably have winter depression on top of
Yeah,
that.
you get depression. Like how are you going to come up with a video concept?
Well, either way, I decided to try to do that with April Fools, so I did the April Fools Comedy Challenge. So I picked out movies that I was going to do like weeks in advance. I was going to do a mix of classics and new comedies and what have you. And so I started out doing pretty well, and then as you mentioned, Justin, as I was trying to do a video a day, I did movie reviews, I did discussion videos, and Dave, you and I did that favorite Third Stooge video. Remember that one?
Favorite Stooge?
Yeah, like we did the video where you called in. It was one of the few times you called in this year to do a video with me, and we did it on our favorite Third Stooge.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it fun to, at least that one to do, Dave?
Yeah, that was a fun video to do.
Yeah, but I tried to do a video every day, and like you said, I was starting to feel like, I felt like the quality was going down a bit. Like I was doing these 3-minute videos, and it's like I had nothing to say, and it's just like, and I felt like I started feeling pressure. I felt the quality was going down. I was just getting, tired. I felt like I wasn't doing my best, so I stopped after 17 days.
People that do that break like rule number 1, and that you got to do something because you're passionate about it. Well, if you're getting burned out from filming so much, from doing so much, like if you are not like in the mood to film,
Right.
you should not turn on that camera.
Do not turn on the camera.
If you try to fake it, your entire audience and everybody else is gonna see it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do a video if you're too burnt out. You're not going to be able to concentrate and make it interesting. It seems like a lot of good videos nowadays, though, is about like topics that not a whole lot of other people talk about. I think that's why our Three Stooges one got so many views compared to the other ones.
I mean, that's another thing. Every Three Stooges fan has a favorite Third Stooge. Like you said, Curly, and then Shemp, and then we talked about how he didn't care for Joe and Curly Joe. It was a nice try, but I don't think I could do that. Even though I planned months in advance, I don't think I could do that. Something I want to touch upon, every year, we do movie reviews of summer blockbusters, as I call them, and we had quite a number of blockbuster movies come out this year. Like, for me, one of the most anticipated movies of 2019 was, of course, Avengers Endgame, because we had gotten Captain Marvel, and we also were continuing on from Avengers Infinity War. So that was probably one of my favorite movies of 2019. I also liked Toy Story 4 very much. I thought it was some people thought that, you know, it ended on a good note with Toy Story 3. Why would anybody want to continue on? But I thought it was a very good movie. I thought it was one of the best movies of the summer. What about you, Darren?
Oh gosh, I did like Avengers Endgame, but I like Spider-Man Far From Home more.
Okay.
Gosh, I also liked Aladdin. I loved what they did with that.
And why did you like Spider-Man more than Endgame, if you don't mind my asking?
I was very excited about Endgame, like when it was coming out and all that, and you know I was very excited through the movie, but it just I saw it a second time, and it just slowed down for me. You know, there were just like so much slow parts in there, and it didn't have the momentum it did the first time.
Well, I think what the difference might have been is, like, opening weekend, die-hard Marvel fans are coming to see, and you're kind of feeding off each other's energy, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
when you're going with regular moviegoers that, you know, just are there just to watch it, you know, it's not the same experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? What's some of your favorite movies of the summer?
Some of them was Men in Black International. I kind of liked Rocket Man.
Oh, yeah, I liked Rocket Man, too. I thought it was a good movie.
And Avengers Endgame.
Justin?
Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home. Only two movies I liked in the entire year.
Oh, really? Yeah, because you didn't see it in the theaters. You caught it later, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it worth it, though, or do you think you should have seen it on the big screen?
Should have saw it on the big screen, but
I
still.
tried telling you that.
But still, like, those were the only two movies that really mattered to me. Like, I remember I was like, the only two movies that I need to see are Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home. Any other movie, I could care less. So.
Yeah, I mean, Endgame, I enjoyed certain parts of it, especially the whole femme fatale, you know, part. And one of my favorite characters was Scarlet Witch in it, because she's just a wonderful character to begin with. Yeah, but like her whole scene, like where, you know, she's going against Thanos and she's like, "You took everything from me," you know. I mean, it was just so intense the first time, and then when I saw it again, it's just like, "You took everything from me," and I'm just like,
Well, there were some really good parts of Endgame.
Yeah, there were.
Captain America lifts Mjolnir.
Yeah.
That was epic.
That was awesome. That was
Captain
awesome.
America's shield breaking. That was epic. And when all of the Avengers stepped through and they're all together, that was epic.
Especially like Thor's like beard, like tying itself. That was really neat.
It's pretty good. I mean, I've kind of gotten a little bit tired of those. I mean, biggest reason I go to see them is because my cousin works on them for like wardrobe and everything. I think the movie I liked the most was the movie about J.R.R. Tolkien, one of my favorites. How they basically like form the story and whatnot. Like he's in World War I, getting ideas for his book and all that. They show like battle sequences, and then within the smoke you can see like the Dark Lord and all that, and the ring raids sometimes. And it's got those battle sequences that like they show them in like slow motion.
I was really looking forward to it. That was actually on my list of movies that I wanted to see, that I was anticipating, but I thought it was an okay movie. I mean, I think you're more into Lord of the Rings and like Tolkien's work than perhaps I am, but I mean, I liked some stuff about it. I really loved, it kind of studies a little bit on the class system of the time. Like, for example, when him and his future wife Edith go to this fancy restaurant, Edith thinks she's underdressed because she's not wearing a fancy hat. And she even says that, and then there's this very nice scene where they're discussing language. Like, Tolkien is really into languages, and there's this really wonderful scene where he wants to take her to the opera, but the seats that he can afford are all sold out, and only the expensive ones are left, and even the ticket taker tells Tolkien they're not dressed for it.
Yeah, but they sneak into the back room underneath the building and whatnot.
Yeah. You know, something that I loved about when we go do movies, like sometimes when we're able to, we go to these, the day before they open, like on Thursday night, they do these sneak previews, and we were able to go do a couple sneak previews this year. Like for example, like we went to see with Jerry Captain Marvel.
Yes.
And we did this very nice video where we were outside the movie theater and we each gave our thoughts on what we were expecting and our thoughts, and then we went in. And with Captain Marvel, the movie theater let us shoot in their lobby, so we were
That
able
was
to,
awesome.
yeah, we were able to actually have a conversation about what we thought of the movie.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. You know, you could just get everybody situated around a nice table and
Good background.
yeah, the good
Good
background. It was like a talk show.
Yeah.
You know? So
And you and Jerry and Justin, have very nice conversations about the effects and what worked and what didn't work and everything.
That's when you can tell that we really care about the movie
Right.
and what they do with it.
right, just the debates that we have. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about hanging out with Darren is because he loves Marvel.
Yeah.
You have a hook for a hand?
Yes. My name is Hookman.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, and of
the
course.
hooker.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do it too often, but I think that format is like a bit of a break because, usually we'll be at my house or whatever, I'll do it by myself, I'm just in my room and doing the review, but when we all go to the movie theater and we're outside there, it's like we're about to go in to see this experience, and then when we come out, we can compare how we felt before and how we felt after.
And just like the whole sneak preview kind of things, it just seeing a movie before it, when it actually premieres, for the first time, like how we did with Dark Phoenix, we're able to tell our viewers about just like the different things that they're giving out. Like we got
These keychains.
we got the keychain Dark Phoenix. I just wish that movie was a whole lot better.
Well, I wasn't going into there with much expectation. It ended up being an okay movie.
Yeah.
And I remember you being really pumped for it, and then
I was.
when you came back, you were slightly deflated.
I was, yeah. I mean, the Phoenix is not rising from the ashes anytime soon anymore. I mean, they basically killed the X-Men.
All right, well, something big that happened in 2019 didn't really have to do with my channel per se, but we've done a lot of movies on Marvel and Disney, and of course, a big merger happened. It was with Disney merging with Fox. So,
Yes.
Darren, you're like the expert on this. What was your
Oh
reaction?
my gosh. When Disney and Marvel merged, I was so excited, like a kid in a candy store. It was just amazing. It was the best thing that could happen because the Marvel characters got more, you saw more merchandise in stores, and they just took the whole silver screen by storm. It was awesome.
So, Darren, do you think that now that Disney took over like the former Fox properties like X-Men and Fantastic Four, do you think it'll rejuvenate everything?
Yes, I really do, especially with Disney Plus, coming, and well, it's here, but the Marvel isn't here yet. They're starting with Star Wars first. But yeah, Disney is a big brand name, but so is Marvel, and that was the best thing that could happen to Marvel.
I kind of had a mixed reaction to the merger because on the one hand, I know the Fantastic Four, and at least the remake, they screwed it up. It was the remake that they did in 2015 was okay, and I felt like the last couple of X-Men movies weren't as good as they were early on. So now that they got that back, I could probably see them and we had this discussion, they might I think they're going to reboot everything. I don't think they're going to keep the same people they have. If they
No, they can't, because time is against them.
Yeah, I can kind of see it for people that want to see Marvel actually get their hands on Fantastic Four and X-Men and do it right.
Yes, finally.
But other than that, I felt like I didn't really see a purpose. Justin, since you're a big Marvel X-Men fan and everything, what do you think of the merger?
It hurt the MCU in certain ways because Disney, again, is kid-friendly stuff. Okay, think Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. Okay? Tony Stark was a ladies' man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would get a few sexy scenes here and there. Ooh, the sexy scene with Black Widow, taking out Happy, looking all sexy doing it.
Yeah.
This is back when Paramount was making them early on.
Yeah, and Disney only goes so far out of that, into that lane, because they just, it has to be kid friendly. It has to, it's there can't be too much like sexual stuff or innuendos or anything in there.
Right.
They'll throw every once in a while they'll throw something in there because Tony Stark is Tony Stark at the end of the day.
Right.
But I mean, he's just
he's Marvel's Playboy.
But like
So
it's just you're not really gonna get that in these movies now, which takes out some of the realism that makes these characters really feel real.
Well, do you think they're going to be more faithful to the comic books than Fox did? Like, Fox made some changes to some of the like, you even brought that up there. And sometimes they made changes to the storylines or the characters and stuff.
If they would have just followed.
Are you talking about how they screwed up X-Men?
Yeah, and Fantastic Four.
Marvel wouldn't do that. They wouldn't. It wouldn't be, okay, let's do X-Men. Okay, let's kill half the characters in the first freaking movie. No, that doesn't happen.
But I agree with you. Before they took over, like we kind of got more realism from these characters, like Tony Stark, and especially in X-Men Last Stand, which I really can't stand. Was just that whole scene with like Jean Grey, taking off like Wolverine's belt, and everything. I don't think Disney would stand for that, but we actually get Nick Fury dropping F-bombs left and right now. So it's just like, you really don't know where Disney is going with things at times. Disney basically are just masterminds, just, you don't know what they have planned. And they just keep us guessing, which is great in an audience standpoint. So, I don't know. Just, I agree with you, and then I don't agree with you. So,
the impression I'm getting from everybody is you think the merger is a good thing between Fox and Disney. I think maybe for Marvel movies it is, but you're saying it may not be.
I mean, merchandise-wise, yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, money-wise, yeah, that's the correct choice. But artistically, no, because Disney will dumb it down and try to just take anything at all that could remotely be sexual and just try to cover it up as best they can.
Well, something interesting came out. Speaking of it's not exactly a superhero movie. A controversial movie came out that really took like the movie-going audience by storm, and that is Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. And Justin, I was kind of surprised you wanted to see the Joker movie, because you're not really a DC fan. So
I'm not. I wanted to see it because from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be artsy, like real artistic, like with how they're going to do their shots and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll go see it and just see how they're going to portray Joker, because just from the trailer you can tell it's not a DC movie. Like, it's a DC character, it's not a DC movie. So that piqued my interest. Like, okay, what are they going to do?
Right.
And so I mean, that's why I was like, all right, I'll go see it.
yeah, I mean, I had heard some things before, and I heard Joaquin Phoenix was good, and I heard that it played at a film festival like right before it opened, and it got a standing ovation. So I went to see the movie, and I think I liked it, but I think with all the hype that was behind it, I think I was expecting more from it. But I thought Joaquin Phoenix was really good. I thought there were some relevant themes in there. Yeah, I mean, but my problem was the director, Todd Phillips, had said that some of Martin Scorsese's other films, like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, influenced him, but to me I felt like they were kind of derivative of that. But having said that, I thought it was a very good character drama, and I really enjoyed it very much. And Darren, did you go see the movie?
No, I was totally against seeing Joker.
Oh.
Mainly because of my teacher roots and all that, and I really don't agree with the history of the character. I think we have enough violence in the world, and that character's story is so realistic. It's unlike like Deadpool or or some other fantasy character. I mean, that movie actually puts ideas into people's heads, which I'm totally against, especially from a kid point of view.
I gotta intervene.
Okay.
Because you didn't see it and I did. The Joker movie, you wouldn't think that you would see a DC character in a movie where it's so bloody.
Yeah.
There is so much blood and death and gore, and he's so insane and messed up in the head that you almost understand why he's crazy, and you almost sympathize with him. And it's a psychopath movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can you do that with Joker? Because, oh, Joker, kids are going to want to go see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Joker just stabbed somebody in the face with some scissors.
Well, it's R-rated.
You know,
It's R-rated for a reason.
And we have enough psychopaths in the world as it is.
And like
so,
there are already,
so why make a movie about it?
and there are already
you know?
people trying to copycat Joker. Like
Right.
any crazy person that likes Joker's going to see that and be like, ooh.
I
you know, like,
basically
I
think it was just a story that didn't need to be told. I rather see a take on Riddler or something like that. You know, that would be an interesting villain to see.
If they wouldn't have had him as Joker, and he was just some random character, or whatever, his own character, and he wasn't Joker, and there was no connection at all to Joker, then it would just be like kind of like a messed up artsy video movie.
Okay, but when Joker actually came out, I thought it was DC's It. Okay,
It was just following
the success of It, which I did not see. I was totally against that too. You know, because I mean it basically preyed on children. You know, I mean, maybe coming from a teacher standpoint, yeah, I wouldn't have it. You know.
Well, Dan, what's your take on the Joker movie? You saw it too, right?
Yes, I saw it too. It's kind of interesting and more, you're kind of not wanting to go into his own route of how everything's going to be. And then another part of me is like, which one's reality and which one's fantasy? Because
That's the one thing that was really artsy about that. You like, cause he was delusional, so he would see things that weren't there, and so you had to guess what was real and what wasn't.
Yeah.
Like that was the only thing that I liked about it.
plus, when he actually found out that he can't get more of his meds, he kind of went, oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I think it's a cautionary tale too, because when you cut programs and stuff and people get affected, then you can make the argument that that's going to affect their behavior. And
Right.
when
well,
they
yeah,
leave-
that's why he went nuts. He couldn't get his medication anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought it was a good movie. I think I was expecting more from it, but I thought it was pretty good. Joaquin Phoenix, I thought, was terrific. And I hope he does get nominated. Well, let me ask you this, Justin. There's talk of a sequel to Joker. What do you think of that?
I ain't gonna go see it.
Well, I might give it a shot, but I don't see how you can continue with it, because I don't think, like for example, I don't think you can put this Joker in the upcoming Batman movie with
No.
Robert Pattinson. No. So I mean, I'll probably give. I don't know how they can continue with. I felt like it closed pretty well.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I don't see how they can continue the story if they're gonna make a sequel. I don't.
If anything, like how Hollywood was successful in making this movie, and it just shows the world we need better mental health in this country.
Yeah.
I mean,
Facts.
Cautionary
that's
tale.
it. That's it right there.
Aaron,
Yes.
you and we didn't review the movie together, but we saw
Right.
the movie Frozen 2, and I think you loved it more than I did.
I absolutely loved Frozen 2 because
You don't want to let it go.
I didn't want to let it go. No, I did. I loved. Disney had every opportunity to really screw up this movie royally, and they pulled through with true colors. You know, I mean, we found out like why Elsa is so magical, and you know. what happened with her family, and they just brought everything together. And there was a lot of adult innuendos there, especially, with Anna wanting to see Kristoff more in like leather, and it just like really, really risque there. It just went all over, the kids' head. The music got even more awesome as it went on, and there were just really a lot of fun adult moments there. So I don't know. What was your take on that?
Well, I will say this. I wasn't crazy about the first Frozen movie. I still think Peabody and Sherman, which came out at the same time, was a better film. But I think I definitely liked this one a little bit more. I liked that it was darker. I liked that the characters working together while they also have their times where they're spread apart. I liked the music a little bit more. I liked that it was less Broadway, a little more pop and more indie.
Mm-hmm.
I did think the legend with the Force was a little complicated, and I don't think I quite understand. And there's this water theory that Olaf talks about that's ridiculous, but you have to buy into it because it's part of the storyline. But I thought it was very suspenseful, and I liked it a little bit more than the first one.
Well, look at Olaf. He's a snowman that loves summer. How ridiculous is that? So it all just went along with everything. But yeah, I mean, the character development in it was just amazing. And this was dark Disney. I liked this Disney. Because this was not just made for kids.
All right. Well, before we wrap up the video, something that we want to talk about is. Me, Dan, and Justin participated in a project with a couple of local actors, and we made a movie called Dan's Birthday Disaster, where I played Dan's roommate, and I tried to create a happy birthday for him, but I don't do a good job. I bring random people into the house, and they beat him at party games, and they give him crummy gifts and stuff like that. So,
first of all, I like it because it was in my neighborhood. And then the most important of the events is the pie fight, how it turned out. I kind of like how my reaction after Jordan beat me in the beanbag toss.
I liked it. It was the first time we filmed something like that. We haven't done improv in so long, and that's pretty much what that was. Like, here's your setting, this is like the end goal, okay, just get there somehow, and like that was cool. And setting up the camera shots and just like, I don't know, us just kind of like co-directing and then co-editing together, like it was really cool to do that. The only thing that I was upset about, I was really hoping that you would be there, man. I really wanted to see you do some improv.
I have my own creative adventure lately.
I wish I could have been there. It's like,
yeah, I think you would have been good in that, Dave. What was cool about it was we actually had a premiere party. Like before we put it up on YouTube, like we went to one of the actors' houses and we previewed it, and then we did some other specials leading up to it to promote it. Like you did a vlog, and then we put something on your channel beforehand and something on my channel. Like we had like everybody review the movie that was in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I also liked how Will and I kept doing the jokes. Well, you get Justin and Rob actually turned off the camera and just so Will still in his character. And I was just going along with Will.
We learned not to turn off the cameras.
Yeah.
Because something funny would happen that would work in the short film. So.
Well, Darren, what's as an outsider, what did you think of it?
I liked it. My favorite part was just Will as the drunken uncle, because just gold. Everybody loves a drunken uncle.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Or a drunk grandpa for that matter. Yeah, it was very nicely done. And I wish I could have took part in it, but I've been busy. And
it's okay.
So maybe next time.
All righty. All right, everyone. Well, that's it for the 2019 wrap-up video for R&B Reviews. On behalf of everyone here, I want to thank all of you viewers and subscribers that regularly watch the channel. I hope that you enjoy the video. This channel would not be here 10 years later without you. And of course, I want to thank Dave. Dave, thank you for very much for taking time out of your day to do this call to be part of the video.
You're welcome, Rob.
Yeah,
Anytime.
imaginary Dave.
Thanks, Dave. I call him Hawaii Dave.
Hawaii Dave.
Aloha.
Hello.
And of course, I want to thank the people that are here with me: Justin from Dust Productions, Dan, and Darren. So
Dan from whatever
channel again. All right. Well, since New Year's is upon us, I want to propose a toast to Happy New Year. Cheers.
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 Cheers. See, that's right, Dave. Lift up that glass.
Did you say cheers?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Where everybody knows your name. Because we're at a bar, right?
We're at a bar, yeah.
I don't know the words.
All right, well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next year with some more videos. I hope to do a best and worst of 2019 once I see Star Wars. All right, so again, thank you, Dave, thank you, Darren, thank you, Dan, thank you, Justin, and thank you all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Getting ready to shoot R&B reviews. Getting ready to shoot. Got the thumbnail. I made that. How long did it take me to make that, Rob?
About half an hour.
Yeah, I'd say like 45 minutes. And nobody will see it. But there's Morris. He's hiding. Pay no attention to my messy bed.